Oscar, where are you?
Carl, help, I've been taken.
Oh my god, hang on. Let me find a grenade. Do with it what you will.
Okay, cool. I'll take 2 of the grenades. My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This. Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we review bad films and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Taken 2, the Liam Neeson classic. Woo! It currently has 8% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.6 on IMDb, and 2.1 on Letterboxd.
You just made up those numbers.
Alright, Oscar, give us a plot.
So, immediately after the first film, the first Taken, Liam Neeson is in Istanbul. However, he has been taken, and his wife have been taken for a second time, and it's up to his daughter Kim to
not be taken.
To not be taken. That's pretty much the entire film.
It is.
Can't believe it.
And you can tell one of their main things is just to fucking say taken as much as possible in the film. Oh yeah,
the taken word count was through the roof. Through the roof.
Alright, Oscar, let's go back in time to when our younger selves had not seen the film and tried to predict who they thought would watch it. Oscar, Taken 2, Liam Neeson, and other actors.
And other actors. I've seen the first Taken. I think it's pretty okay. Pretty good. It's a bit of fun. That scene's been a bit memed. But I'm sure...
It sold the film, though.
Yeah, it did.
They used it for all their marketing campaign. It clearly worked.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it's been memed because it was so popular.
Oh, of course, yeah. And I think I've not heard anything about the second and the third.
I saw this in cinemas when it was released, Taken 2. And then I saw the third at home. And I don't remember liking either.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad we're reviewing it.
But I remember liking the first.
Yeah.
Because it was very violent and...
You're
everything, and I was young.
You're a sick person, guy.
I know, it was just like, wow, look at this action film. Look at it go. Look at it do the things.
Well, you've seen it. I haven't seen it. Who do I think who would watch this?
On paper, this should be an easy sequel.
Is it not?
Sorry? No, it's not good.
Okay.
I just don't know how they fell so hard from the first.
Well, I mean, when you've got this concept, I assume they get taken again. Is that...
Well, I mean, it should be easy. It's who would watch this? It should be for any and all action fans.
Yeah,
Truth be told, if you love Liam Neeson and you love action, this should be for you.
All right, well that's fair enough. I mean, I guess straight off the bat, I think people that like Taken 1 might like Taken 2. That was the goal. Who do I think actually would really watch this? Without seeing it, probably big fans of the secondary characters. I bet what's the girl who gets taken?
Maggie Grace.
Yes, big fans of her would love this.
I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if you like the third Taken, you'll probably like the second.
That's fair enough. That's a good analysis.
Yeah. Alright, Oscar, let's jump into Taken 2. How silly are these credits? Do you remember dubstep?
I do. Back in the day, I do remember dubstep. I can't believe it's 2012, so it's like the height of dubstep.
Yeah.
Skrillex is performing everywhere.
It's like Liam Neeson
with the craziest little credits. There's just shots of. Is it Istanbul?
Yeah. Oh no, Albania.
Yes.
So and they're stealing some coffins.
Yeah. Not stealing coffins.
Don't they come over with a gun and they wave it around and then they just drive away with the coffins?
No, they're having a funeral. So it opens in Albania. Mm-hmm. They're having a funeral for all the fallen people from the first film.
Yeah, but why do the coffins come off the plane?
Oh, of course. Sorry, yes, you're talking about the credits. Yeah, no, they stole some...
Yeah, they stole some coffins.
Yeah.
And then they had the audacity to take them out. And just bury them.
Taking
them out?
Taking them out. Yeah, so it's set in Albania. And then these people, it's... I don't know about you, but when I go to a foreign country, I normally speak in English at the funeral.
Yep.
That's a good way to start things.
They're like, hey, we are all born here and originate here. Let's speak as clear American as possible.
Oh, yeah, of course, in case someone's watching.
Yeah. Because the main... I think that they know that the main watchers of these movies don't read subtitles.
Well, that's what I wrote. But then later in the film, there's French subtitles.
I know, because it's a French production.
Oh, I see. What a strange caveat that they won't read Albanian subtitles, but French, they're gonna love that.
Yeah, they don't care as long as the French get like a tax write-off for the film.
Oh yeah. So that's the start. We're introduced to the main villain. I don't remember his name.
Don't remember any of these. I think all these villains are shit.
I think they're so forgettable. I've forgotten them immediately.
Let's talk about how giant of a hit this movie was.
The first one or the second one?
The second one.
It made quite a bit of money, didn't it?
This has a $45 million budget. It made $376 million.
That's insane.
Made an extra $150 million more than the first film.
God, they make a lot of money. That's like, it's a $1 billion franchise. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I think it's just under. The third one still made a lot of money. Like, people returned.
Yeah.
People were like, Taken 2? Yeah.
It's crazy, because Liam Neeson was like, kind of like, I'm going to do this as kind of like a last action film, you know. I don't know if it's going to be big, but, you know, I kind of want to be just like an action star again. And then this, like, it's so big. This one, he doesn't look like he cares.
Oh, absolutely not. He's literally like... the intro to his character in this is like he's cleaning a car. What? And somebody's like, do you want me to do it? You're paying for it. And he's like, no.
Is that your Liam Neeson?
No, I'm Liam Neeson.
Because I guess it's to establish that he's OCD, right?
Yeah. But it doesn't come back.
Oh, I guess it...
Is it to establish his OCD or just has good attention to detail?
I guess it's that.
Might as well have started with him doing a painting. And somebody being like, you want me to finish that up for you? And he's like, no, I like painting myself. And turns it around and it's just a picture of himself.
It could work. It could work. So we're now in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson is cleaning a car.
He's always on time.
He's always on time. He's precise. He's so precise. He's picking up his daughter.
He's so precise to the point where I understand why he's divorced.
Oh, this is a bit of an issue. He, like, sits in a car, like, I don't think he has a character outside killing.
He doesn't have a character outside of clocks. The man's obsessed with clocks.
He sat in his car for 42 minutes just looking at the clock going, cannot wait till it's 2.
He's like, oh, I want that second hand all over me. Oh,
Take me away, second hand. Taken 2.
Oh, give me that clock face. Oh! You know, I reckon he has giant fantasies about that talking clock in Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, he's always on time. He rocks up to his ex-wife's house, which is huge.
Huge.
Yep.
I can't forget the first Taken. So they got divorced right at the start of Taken 1, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Or they're in the midst of it.
Yeah. So then
no, she has a husband, I think.
She has a husband.
Yeah.
Who now she's going through problems again.
Yeah.
Real quickly,
which begs to the question: is she the problem?
In this action thriller, is the woman the problem? Problematic. What's her name? Because they call her Nora at the start, and then they call her Ella, and her name's Eleonora. What?
Eleonora.
That's her name. And it really frustrated me because I've been writing down Nora, and then midway through I'm like, who the fuck's Ella?
Her name is Ophelia Ellis.
Ophelia Nora's Nellas.
Ophelia Nora's.
So Liam Neeson arrives precisely on time, 2 o'clock, and he goes inside, and his wife Nora is like, "Oh, your daughter is smacking up lips with her boyfriend."
Yeah, you're like, and he's like, what? She's like, don't go and find him, and he's like, what? I wouldn't be able to do that anyway. And she's like, you found our daughter in 72 hours in a foreign country.
I'm sure you can. He's like, I do have a GPS on her.
Yeah, he's like, I am live tracking her.
Let's talk. Kim, his daughter, is meant to be 16.
Hang on. I want to get into this. They walk into this very nice house, 2 p.m. They open up a bottle of red.
I can't believe I didn't write.
I was like, what an absolute baller move.
Yeah, they go, our daughter is like fucking some guy. Let's chat.
Let's have a red. 2 p.m.
open the cork.
With a meal? No. Just hook into
They
some
pour massive glasses. Liam Neeson has a sip, goes, yuck, I'm off.
He's basically like, I've gotta go. He's like, what is this, Merlot? No.
Nora's like, I guess I'll...
Yeah, she's like, I guess I'm just gonna leave me here with this bottle of wine.
Well, you've opened it. I didn't open it, Nora. Well, I guess I better start chugging.
I would have loved it if he sipped and was like, oh, I hasn't even breathed. Ugh. This is why I left you.
This is why I left
wasted wine.
Real quickly, the editing in this is the most frantic it is.
Oh, it's the worst editing. Oh my god.
It breaks... I've never seen a film break the 180 rule not on purpose. They were standing in a doorway. It's such a simple shot. They keep going from left to right to back to front. They keep breaking the cross. I don't know why.
I'm convinced somebody just like had like a GoPro on a swinging toy, and they went, "This is how we're gonna get it." Like
Liam Neeson was like, "Yes, I think I want to do more experimental films."
I love it because it's definitely like Liam Neeson can't do the stunts.
Yeah,
cut around anything.
What about just talking? He can't do that.
He can't talk either.
He's had a lot of wine. That's why he's not at it.
Yeah, they had to work that bottle of wine into the plot because he brought it to set himself.
I'm plastered. What are we doing? A house scene?
She's in the middle of a giant makeout sesh with her BF.
Yeah.
Just going at it.
Hot? Question mark?
How much older is he than her?
Well,
he's got his own house.
Well, Kim's meant to be 16. She hasn't passed a driving test.
She?
She looks 27.
Is she meant to be 16?
I know she's not passed her I think in the first one she was young, wasn't she?
I think in the first one she was 18, and
Okay.
that was the celebratory trip of graduating.
Gotcha.
And I think it's just she hasn't gotten a driver's license as an adult. Maybe.
That's fine, but she does look 20s.
She looks in her 20s.
Yeah.
It's Maggie Grace.
Yeah.
Like, she's been around, like...
For a while.
A while. So, yeah. She's so embarrassed by him barging in, being like, need a driving lesson.
Oh, yeah. He's such a robot. He's like, it's 2 o'clock. We gotta go driving. Beep, bop, boop. And it really ruins the mood for this guy. He actually, like, is pretty... He doesn't really get a character.
No.
But he, like, opens the door. He's like, who are you? He's like, I'm her father. He's like, oh, nice to meet you. He's like, get out my way.
Liam Neeson might as well have spat on him.
Yeah.
In his own home. Just...
Get out of the way, boy. I'm going driving with my daughter.
So then we cut back over to, like, Istanbul or whatever.
Yep.
And the villains are killing someone, and I'm not sure how it ties into the plot.
Oh,
they shake a teddy bear?
You're totally right. Okay. So, they barge in on this, like, French person.
Yeah.
Is
Is it because they're trying to track down Liam Neeson, and French people know him?
I guess so. But yeah, they so they tie him in a chair, they stab him with scissors, and then they shake a bear at him, like a teddy bear. Is that maybe his kid's bear or something?
Yeah, I think so. But it came off more like, I've got your bear.
I got your bear.
I've got your little bear.
He screams like viciously, like, not my teddy bear. Please. Anything but the teddy bear. And it cuts away. I've got no clue what that scene was.
No idea. Then, so then Liam Neeson comes back to his ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's in tears.
Tears.
Because her ex-husband has cancelled a trip.
Yes.
I think it's kind of fair he cancelled the trip.
I think so.
She can buy another trip. That she's clearly very well off.
She's in tears.
I don't know what the issue is that the trip's cancelled. Surely you could rebook a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
If it was his money and he's not in a relationship with you anymore and has nothing to do with your kid, why would he still flip you a free trip?
Yeah, true.
To Asia.
Yeah. It's a weird plot, like, point... just stepping stone to getting, like, hailing it to Istanbul.
Also, how did they plan to kidnap the wife and the daughter if they weren't going until last minute?
I've no clue, because it seems like the plan the whole time was kidnap the whole family.
Yeah, they have a foolproof plan of kidnapping the mum and slightly cutting her neck a little.
Oh, don't get into that bit. We have to keep talking about a very interesting thing. They go on a driving lesson. No one has any trauma. Do we think that's wrong? Because I feel like it's only happened, like, less than, like, a year ago? She was taken? I feel like they'd be a bit more shaken up.
Yeah, she's recoping really well. You think she wouldn't want to be just around men?
Yeah.
Like, you'd be really traumatized to leave the house and just interact with people.
And anyway, but yeah, everyone has a GPS on them.
Yeah.
That doesn't come back into it.
Yeah, and you think it would.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is when he goes to Istanbul and he finishes his job.
Yeah.
They pay him in cash.
Yeah.
And he opens up his envelope and just laughs at it. Like he wasn't aware he was getting paid, or...
This was I thought I was volunteering.
He's
He
like
chuckles at his wad of cash, like,
yeah. I love it. He like opens his cash and it's just like, Jerry wants the deal with cash. And he's like, oh, you.
Grabs a random mic, like, I've got a great bit, let's do it.
He's like, is this money funny to anybody else? It's a lot.
Grabbing people in the hotel lobby, look at this!
Walking
Big wad of
around
cash!
being like, what, is Istanbul like a second world country?
It's Turkey, so it's the little, in Turkey, 3% of it's Europe, 97% Asia.
Right.
There's a little river in between.
Yeah, as he explains.
But yeah, it's like a little bit. Yeah, it's doing its thing.
So basically, while all these other people are busting their asses trying to make money in a hotel, he gets given a thick envelope of cash.
Yeah.
And has the audacity to cackle at it.
Hey boys, come look, more than you've earned in a year.
Just
I'm not
laughing
tipping. I'm not tipping.
He just opens up that fucking envelope and showers himself with it in laughter. And if any little people try and come and take it away, he slaps their hand away and is like, that funny money's for me.
You wouldn't believe the comedy stylings of money. Anyway, he calls his family like, hey, are you guys coming? And they tap him on the shoulder like, we're here.
We're here. We just wanted to give you a moment as you picked up all your money.
You got a lot of money there, Dad. That's funny.
Is there anything you want to talk about before the villains rock up? They just kind of like float around on boats.
Yeah, well, I think Liam and Kim almost kiss on this boat. It's very a lot of sexual tension.
It is. She's like, can I have a tea? And he's like, yeah, I'll give you a fucking tea.
Yeah, I'll give you a tea.
And he's like, I'll give you the tea. Me and your mum, it's not going to work out.
You and me, I don't even know. Anyway, this gorgeous little canal, it's very romantic. The evil Albanians show up.
Yeah, they show up, and actually, I really like it. One of the things is they've like got eyes on Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And the villain calls him and is like, yeah, I'm looking at Liam Neeson now. And Liam Neeson looks at him and the guy's like, alright, he's onto me. I'm gonna go.
He's got like a newspaper with like circles.
Yeah, with circles through. Really, and Liam Neeson's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get taken. God damn it.
The not even moral, but like the kind of like theme is that Liam Neeson just seems tired. He's so skilled. He's like, I just can't be bothered with
How
this.
How tired does everyone... Maggie Grace looks the most tired and she should be full of youth. There's a part where she's like, I'm gonna go swim in a pool. I might never come back. And the mum's like, we know what you're doing. And she's like, I'm not trying to set you up. I'm genuinely just depressed.
Yeah. So Liam and Nora go on a drive.
Call her Nori.
Nori.
With an I.
Where? At the start?
Silent I.
Cool. Noraya. Noraya and Liam go on a drive. Don't know where.
Liam's eyes silent too. Lamb.
Lamb and Noraya go on a drive. Don't know where. Do we know?
Yeah, who with?
I don't know. There's going to be a drive.
Yeah.
And then people are already following them.
I know. And he's onto them very quickly. And I love it because the villains are just like, alright, linger back. We don't want them to see us. And Liam Neeson's like, I see them. Like...
They're in like this crowded street with two cars. Yeah. And Liam looks behind like, they're following us. Yeah. Alright, Nora, come here. You're going to run and I'm going to deal with this.
He's like, you know how to pick out people that don't belong? It's the Albanians in fucking Istanbul. Like, they stick out like sore thumbs.
So much. Oh... Anyway, okay, so they're being followed. Yeah. Liam's like, alright, Nora, I want you to get out the car, take a left, take a right, take a left. You go down the street to a red door. Stay at the red door, then go to the US Embassy.
I love it. It's about 3 minutes of instructions. It's like if somebody was You know, it's like those people you talk to and you're like, oh, that tastes nice. And they're like, so what you want to do is you want to poach the chicken. And you're just like, I'm not taking in this information now. On top of that, she's like, tell me what's going on. And he's like, no. And I'm like, it would be quicker if you just told her you were being followed.
Just so quick like that.
He has to say about 9 times, no, I can't tell you. Like, I can't, there's no time. Nora, no, shut up. Nora, you know what? You're on your fucking own, Nora.
Nora, I know time. It's 2 o'clock right now. I would know. I know numbers.
I love it. Because all we know is that at least the first instruction was get out of the car and go left. Yeah. Immediately, she's trapped in a cage.
Liam Neeson has a GPS mind and yet doesn't know where a door is.
I know.
So she runs down an alley and there's just a cage. She's like, well...
She's
I'm
like,
boned.
I love it. She's like, key, where's the key? To people walking by, it's the equivalent if you were walking by and somebody like, where's the key? And you're like, well, I've never been here before either. Why would I have the key?
This is just a random fence. I don't know, man.
I love it if somebody was just like, you know what? It's a push, not pull, but I'm not telling her that.
These turkey people are just like, oh, Americans never know how to push a door, do they? All we do is taken 2.
Oh, I love it too because she's in no rush. He's like, you need to be fast. She strolls.
She has a leisurely stroll down this alley. She's like, well, flicking a coin, just like, I guess I might get taken.
She's like, look, it's hard to be in peril when you're still jet lagged.
I didn't want to go for a drive. Liam's taking me there. I'm furious. Anyway, so Liam does the meanest thing I've ever seen. He's like, alright, I'm being followed. Hey, driver, slow down. And driver's like, of course, I've done everything you've asked. Liam's like, no! Bam! Punches him in the face and throws him out the car.
Yeah, I know. Liam's not even like, here, have some funny money. He's just like, you've lost your car and your job.
He tucks his funny money into his coat jacket, like, hey, look at it. You haven't got it. Zoom!
I love it for Liam Neeson to take out money from his right pocket, just puts it in his left. He's like, there's a lot of funny money in here. It was weighting me down. I need an even split.
Balance it out. I can't run very well. He's like, he's got more money progressively through the film.
I love it too because the main villain's like, bring him in alive. And immediately he's shot at 20 times. Like, bring him in alive. We've only got guns.
I have no rope, no cable ties. All we have is a big machine gun. He drives around.
We get our first hand-to-hand combat with him.
Yeah.
And it's atrocious. It's like if he goes to punch somebody in the face, the camera's at the shin. Like
kind of in the bottom corner you can kind of see a random fist punch a man. You're like, oh wow, I did well.
It's just like absolute nonsense. Somebody goes to like kick somebody in the stomach, it's just a shot of the butt. Like it's like how does the motion affect another part of the body?
I love it. The person's just gone, we're gonna film every limb just throwing shit, and we're gonna have reactions of the limbs in backwards, and we'll just put it together and it'll look great.
It's like somebody goes to punch someone else, but it's a shot of somebody watching nearby getting up from a table.
That's disgusting. I can't see the punching. I don't want to see. We don't even see any violence. Alright, so Liam is doing great with his henchmen. He's punched their butts real good.
Yep.
But one of the other henchmen grabs Nora and's like, hey, I got your wife. You can make one phone call and then we're taking her away. And Liam's like, alright, I've got all my money. Let me just try and get my phone. I've got so much money. He
picks out his phone. Money flops out everywhere and he's just like...
I'm so sorry, guys. He has a chuckle to himself. Grabs his phone. He's like, hey, Kim. Alright, so... I'm being taken again.
Your mother and I are going to be taken.
We're being taken. I can tell you this now. The taking is being taken place.
I love it because, you know, what's that day like for her? She went to the pool.
Yeah.
We're going to get kidnapped again. She's like, we're never traveling again.
We're never traveling. We're staying and we're going to do driving lessons every day. All right, Liam Neeson is taken.
Yeah.
Is this a good subversion of the Taken franchise?
Look, I can understand them trying to do it as a subversion.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work.
It's a shame, because it would have been cool if Kim was like the hero, but Liam's still the hero.
Yeah.
Kim's more just like I need a gun. Thanks, Kim. That's all she is.
Like, it's funny too, because you're like, oh, this is the plot now. He's the one that gets taken. this wraps up 20 minutes later.
Oh, we're done. I was chuffed. This film feels so breezy.
Yeah, it
They
does.
just jump into it.
Anyway, so their big plan, the baddies' big plan is put some sacks over their heads,
Yeah.
tie them up somewhere.
Yeah. Now, Liam Neeson, we know he's neurotic and OCD.
Yeah.
How does he... I think this takes up 50% of the film. He, while they're driving, notes down every left turn, every right turn, how many seconds they're going straight for, and any noise he can hear.
I love it. Because, for all he knows, they haven't moved. A cat's just walked by and made a sound. A band's walked by and played a mandolin, and someone's nudged him left.
I do love that Liam Neeson does all this stuff. He gets to the place and goes, I don't remember a single fucking thing I've done.
Yeah.
Was it left or right? He remembers it perfectly.
Yeah. You reckon somebody would have shut him up?
Yeah.
Can you imagine saying, you've kidnapped someone, they have the audacity to loudly go, 1, 2, 3. You're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Bird noise. Violin.
Somebody taking a shit.
But then they go on a boat. They get taken on a boat.
I love
and
it
he's
'cause
counting.
He's
counting.
boat.
Yeah.
Water. Seagulls.
But he's counting for about, I don't know, how long's a boat ride?
I'd love it if it just faded away and it cut back and he's like, 9 days, aeroplane. Like,
Oh,
I like, calls her back up and she's like, where are you? And he's like, I'm 9 days away. Draw a circumference around the world.
I heard birds, a marionette, and I think somebody swimming. Work it out.
Hear a lot of Swedish.
But it might just be my bad understanding. There's no subtitles here. Alright, so while they're being taken, Kim is at the hotel.
Yeah.
I think Liam Neeson gets a little... Okay, it's established she has a shoe phone. What do we think of this?
It's the cutest little phone I've ever seen. I'm not joking, give this phone the Oscar. This phone gives
9
an
years late.
unparalleled performance, and it deserved the world.
He gets the phone out of his shoe, and it's like a good minute of him just kind of slowly bringing the shoe up, grabbing it. He misses it. Alright. Got it.
My favourite thing is when he's done with the little phone, he just chucks it away, and I'm like, you're gonna need it again.
Anyway, so he calls Kim.
What great chemistry he has with that phone.
He does.
He has more chemistry with that phone than his ex-wife and daughter.
And it works. I think the phone really pulled it off. He calls Kim and goes, hey, being taken, you're going to have to hide.
Yeah.
So she's in a hotel room. She jumps out the window, goes around to the next room around. The henchmen are searching for her. They almost open the cupboard she's in, but then another henchman just shoots a guy. And then the henchmen leave, they shoot some people. Kim's safe.
Yeah, you reckon the hotel would be in great peril?
I think this city has no understanding of how, there's, so much crime and so much murder. I feel like there should be more procedures.
I think everybody should be trying to kill Liam Neeson. He Americanly laughs at money. Like he's just the richest fucking guy in the world.
He's Liam Neeson. He deserves
He is
the world.
Liam Neeson.
Anyway, so Liam Neeson, using the information he's been given, goes, Kim, I want you to take a pen and a shoelace. Get a map. I don't know why he has a map. And then draw a circumference around the hotel.
Yeah.
Now draw a circumference around another building I think I am. Do they intersect, Carl?
Yes.
Their circles don't intersect at the moment. Okay.
I don't know his plan.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say this would work, but I know it wouldn't. Anyway, so he's like, so what would you do? You're trying to search for somebody. You got a map. What do you do?
You do what anybody else would do. You start planning a funeral.
That's weird. I have 9 grenades on myself. What would you do now?
I guess throw them into busy streets.
I think so too. So Liam Neeson's plan is throw a grenade out the window. I'm going to count until I can hear it, and then I can work out the kilometers away from me.
So she starts throwing them in. She's not even checking anywhere.
Oh, Liam Neeson's like, is there an empty space to throw it? She goes, yep. Throws out a card.
I love the idea that she fumbles it and blows up herself, and he's like, No, I'm not close to you.
I didn't. I'm so far away. Again, I can hear like penguins or something. It's far.
I love that nobody notices too. Like, there's nobody around being like, somebody's throwing grenades around East End.
Willy-nilly.
Yeah, very willy-nilly.
So somehow the grenade sound works. They figured out the two circles connect
Yeah.
at 2 points. So Kim now knows that Liam Neeson is at one of these 2 points.
And he has to look for she has to look for flags, because wind matters, apparently.
Yeah. It's a lot of compass-based, like, geography. I don't know what you'd call this.
Look, when I watch an action movie, I usually want about 60% compass-related
Content.
action.
Yeah.
And 40% Liam Neeson. So if a movie doesn't have Liam Neeson or compass action,
Then it's a bad film.
well, it doesn't deserve to exist.
No, exactly. I think it should be erased and done. Sadly, this film has 50% compass thing, so it's actually kind of a shit film.
I know. It's a real shame he's not in the Golden Compass, because that would be another 100%
Is
good
he
film.
not?
No, Daniel Craig.
Ah, shame.
You think of the polar bear? No.
Doodle. So yeah, there's 40 minutes left.
I love it. So they bring in the wife.
Yeah.
They cut her neck a little.
Yeah.
They like bring out a little knife, and I'm like, what? The art designer could only get little things. Like,
It was a small little boy just working in his little in his shop. Like, is this a phone? That's tiny. Liam Neeson will love it.
I love that they're just like, it's a normal sized phone to me, and they're like, that's a small phone to us. Well, what about this knife? And they're like, that's a little knife.
I've got a grenade. That's a little pipe bomb. Come on, buddy.
Look at your little pipe bomb over there. So she gets her throat cut, just a little.
Just a little, like a nick.
Yeah, just like a nick. And they're like, let's tip her upside down.
Does this... Because I was thinking, like, sure if it's a vein and something, but if that's the logic, if you cut your toe, wouldn't you just bleed out?
Yeah, it depends how deep the cut is.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they practice the cuts on lots of other things?
I think so. I think Liam Neeson personally went to his backyard, got his animals that he has, and just started...
Imagine if they missed and they slit an artery.
But they're trying to kill her.
And they're just like, now she's gonna die in front of you, and she's dead.
Oh, and we're done. But that's the whole point. They're like, you got 30 minutes.
It's stupid too, because the next scene, he literally just gets out of his cuffs.
I can't believe no one was like, let's just chill here, make sure this guy's good.
He barely covers up his little phone he's thrown.
Yeah.
Stands there in the open, and then just gets out of his cuffs. He also calls his friends. They're like having golf, and he's like, I've been taken. And they're like...
No, they don't pick up.
They're on the golf course.
No, that's right at the end. They don't pick up this first time.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I don't know why they have it in.
What do you reckon? They were just...
I had...
Somebody got a hole-in-one, celebrating.
Yeah.
Well, they were driving there.
Yeah, you can't call and drive. That's just dangerous.
Yeah.
Why
Why do we like Liam Neeson? Like, I don't believe he's good at this stuff. I believe John Wick is good at what he does. I don't believe Liam Neeson's actually talented as a character at what he does. I don't believe it.
I don't know what he was, CIA or something. What was he? He was like
Sorry?
special ops.
There's like NBC
Yeah, he was
late night host.
Yeah, he was Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon actually is murdered. You wouldn't believe it. He's done a lot of murder.
He's done so much murder. He's murdered comedy, that's for sure.
That's what he has. Oh,
They should replace him with that money.
You know what? Actually, if you put some money in a chair, he'd probably laugh at it. Bam! That's technically a joke.
Sure.
Sure.
So, like a foot chase happens with Maggie Grace. She keeps throwing more and more grenades.
Oh my god,
everywhere.
she keeps like throwing grenades at an orphanage, at like a small bus. She's just willy-nilly. And Liam Neeson's like, look for the chimney with smoke coming out of it. Because he's burst a pipe.
Yeah.
They find it
I love
so
it too,
easily.
because there's a lot of smoke in the air.
Yeah, a lot of smoke. I think
love it if she drops a gun down at like a family home.
that's what I was genuinely thinking that would be the gag. She drops a gun down and the family's like, oh, a free gun, that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Liam Neeson now has a gun in the torture chamber.
Yeah.
His wife's okay and Kim's on the run.
Yeah, and this is where he starts to wreak havoc.
Oh, he reeks.
And then there's a part where they get a taxi. When do they get into a taxi?
You're so right. So
Like, it just cuts, she's driving a taxi?
So wait, so what happens? So Nora gets taken, right?
Yes.
For a second time.
Yeah.
And now Liam Neeson and Kim are together.
I love it because she's like, where's mom? And he's like, she's fine.
She's fine.
Yeah. And you'd be like, well, where is she then? No more questions!
No more questions. Let's go to the US Embassy now!
Derive!
So, I think they just get a taxi. I don't know how. They just get in a taxi and they've got it. Is this where they just drive for a while?
They drive for ages. There's a part where they like go around a roundabout, and it looks like they did it 30 times because the editing's so confusing. It's like it's always cut, so they cut back to the same shot that was 2 before.
Yeah.
So it's just like
You got this lag of like a taxi just like going around a wheel just like 1,000 times. Oh,
I can only imagine they stopped and they were super fucking dizzy.
Yeah, just like fucking hell. It's just
And he's like, they're in the taxi, and he's just like 1, 2, a circle.
that's the only way he can figure out directions if he counts personally.
So he brings back Little Phone.
Yep, Little Phone's back in the picture.
Yeah, Little Phone's back in the picture. Look, they get to the embassy. They just crash onto it, and it's like they're fine.
This is so they go to the embassy. Instead, I don't know, I guess they're getting chased, but they're not really being chased. So
No.
Liam Neeson says drive straight into the embassy. The US Army is shooting at them. And they just drive straight on through, which I think's like a terrorist attack.
They should be killed.
Liam Neeson's like, don't worry, I've got this. Open Little Phone. He goes, hey buddy, on the golf course. We're in a bit of a pickle. We've just invaded the US Embassy in Istanbul. He's like, don't worry, I'll solve it. Do you think a president could call off a SWAT team in 30 seconds?
I don't know, because I got the vibe from the guy being like, ooh, let me finish this hole.
Yeah. I'm under par by 3.
I'm having the game of my life, Liam.
You can hold out for 2 minutes, but yeah, no, there's no
It's
consequences.
weird that they're playing golf when they talked about basketball earlier in the film.
Oh, we didn't talk about them. They're in the first film, I remember. They didn't have really much to do with it. He has just these...
Everyone's favourite characters from the first film.
He has this group of male friends that cook steak, play poker, and talk about basketball.
I love it. It's like Liam's best friend, Donald. His daughter doesn't talk to him anymore.
Liam Neeson's like, oh, my wife's, really hurting. And the boy's like, come on, don't talk about that. We're talking about sports.
Oh my God. So anyway, I love it because they take that time. The moment they get into the embassy, he turns to Maggie Grace and is like, your mum's probably going to die. She's not in a good space. And she's like, what?
Anyway, we're going to just chill here in this taxi. How'd they get out the embassy? Do you know? I don't remember.
Sorry. No, it just cuts and he's just walking
Liam
around.
Neeson's just walking around.
It's been more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
For the car chase to the embassy, then him to walk back out? Don't you reckon the embassy would ask a lot of questions?
I think so.
Or help him?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think a president could call up and go, hey, don't worry about that. Let alone this random guy. I feel like they'd be a bit like, should we look after you? Can we do something?
Did you notice lots of people he beats up just land on cushiony things?
Sorry?
He'll throw somebody off and they'll land on cushiony shit.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly they're supposed to be dead, but I was like, it's a comfortable way to land.
That's a nice ottoman.
Yeah.
Oh
no, not the ottoman.
No, rats. We got this tiny knife for me. Okay, so I thought the film was over, pretty much.
Yeah, it feels like it's wrapping up. But
And
I
then-
guess there's just a lot of shitty fights to be had for a while.
Yeah, so Liam Neeson now is on track to save Nora. He gets some weird flashbacks from the movie about 27 minutes ago, just like when they got captured.
Yeah.
I
love it when Maggie Grace earlier in the movie is like Liam Neeson and I are going to be taken or whatever, and she remembers when she was taken, and she's like, taken.
Yeah, she gets a flashback of her being dragged under the bed.
Yeah.
She's like, that happened to me once.
She's like, oh, Dad, you're not going to believe it. I think I just got my first little bit of PTSD.
I think I'm traumatized.
I'm unwell and need help.
From being... Is the first plot she's put into a child sex trafficking? Yeah.
The first one's shows horrific stuff.
It does, yeah.
It's weird because the first one's crazy violent, and it's MA, and this.
I remember because the villain gets left on a battery, doesn't he? Yeah, gruesome. I mean,
because he mainly tortures people. He doesn't really fight them much.
No,
he just
that's
tortures them.
That's right. Yeah, he's not really an action star. He's just kind of grabs them, tortures them, and figures out stuff.
So yeah, anyway, he just kind of goes through killing a lot of people now.
He effortlessly walks through. Some guys have some guns. He solves that.
He's got semi-automatic rifles and he's got little knife.
He's got little knife.
Little knife and little phone. He's unstoppable.
But yeah, he doesn't have a little of money, and that's funny.
He's got a lot of money. I'm surprised the ending wasn't him getting stabbed. And then he opens up his jacket and pulls out money and laughs at it.
They're in, like, I don't know, the evil house. One of the henchmen, I guess he's the main henchman, who's a bit chubby.
Yeah.
Which feels mean to say, but they
You're just like, well, you're not achieving anything in this mission, are you?
No,
like,
but they both walk into like a circle room and they go, well, Tiny Knife's gonna have a bit of a break. We're gonna punch up.
I know. It's like, basically this big wide room, they're gonna have a giant fight, and the director's gone, ooh, film it at the chest. I just want to see chest action.
A large chest. Can we get the bare chest open? No? Alright, a lot of t-shirt action then. I guess that'll have to do. It's a while, isn't it?
They then, like, try to do, like, a whole thing with revenge. They're like, this movie has a theme now. So after he kills him and confronts the main villain...
Well, no, I love it, because he gets the guy he's just fist-fighted his phone. He calls the main villain.
Yeah.
And he can just hear the ringing. And then he walks to the next room and the villain's just like, oh, hey, Liam.
You know, the villain's cowering and is like, I think we got off on the wrong page.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so the evil villain is just like, just kill me. I know you want to. Liam's like, oh,
it's my favourite line. He's like, if I kill you, will your sons come to kill me? And he's like, yeah, probably. And he's like, well, I'm going to murder your children too.
Yeah. Both are just so...
like, oh my God.
But yeah, Liam's like, listen, dude, can you just please stop taking me and my family? I'm very sick of this. I will always win. Stop it.
It's weird that they're trying to do like a commentary, like, he's like, you killed my son, you should pay for that. And he's like, your son trafficked lots of girls that died.
Yeah. And the father's like, I don't care, I lost my boy.
Yeah. Like, you're allowed to not like your son.
Yeah.
I don't like mine.
You do have your son. He's here on the podcast right now.
Oscar, you're my son.
You don't like me?
There's a 40-year age difference between the two of us?
You wouldn't tell by our voices.
No,
so,
you wouldn't. It's me, I haven't had puberty.
You're the dad?
Hi.
Okay, so then the villain is like, I'm gonna kill you. And then Liam Neeson's like, okay, I'm gonna leave this gun here. Do not, I repeat, do not shoot me. And the villain's like, I'm gonna shoot you. Bang!
I would have loved it if the villain picked up the gun, put his own bullet in it.
Liam Neeson. Oh, no, wait.
He's looking at his head.
Okay, so then Liam Neeson's like, you shouldn't have shot me. Head, and just punches him into a coat rack.
Do you reckon they had a hand double? Because his hand spread around his whole face.
And his like forearm was popping with veins.
Yeah, and just was like, like crushed him into the wall. I was frightened. I was like, oh my
His
God.
dead eyes are just still there, and Liam Neeson's like, I'm gonna walk away with no trauma. 3 weeks later, Carl.
Oh, I love it. He turns around, he's like, I've got healing hands, and I swear to God.
The soundtrack and the little transition shots are nuts. They're all just like 70s soul.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like, she got a driver's license, and now we're having milkshakes, and I'm like, your neck was sliced open, and you were gonna bleed to death.
It's been 3 weeks. I think Kim...
You'd still be in therapy.
Still be in therapy. Kim blew up so much grenades. She got shot at.
I'm surprised they're not labelled terrorists.
Well, yeah,
because they were like, oh my God, and all those people made you throw those grenades, and she's like, well, no, Liam told me to do that. And they're like, what? You blew up 5 people.
Well, he kills a cop.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Liam Neeson kills a cop. And, like, sure, he might be corrupt, but I think killing a police officer in a foreign country...
Well, it was crazy, too, because then he went and killed that cop's family.
He did.
Yeah.
He was like, you're taking my patience away.
He's like, little phone. Just shoving the little phone in their face.
Down their throat, like, you're gonna choke on my little phone. And he's like, it's small parts for under 3... Oh, God damn it.
They need to commit to this little phone being in more stuff.
I'm not gonna watch the third one, but before the villain dies, he says, like, my son Miso will kill you.
Sorry.
Does that happen?
No, he's talking about, like a miso ramen.
Oh, I see. He's a chef. Yeah. Okay, that works.
If I recall, the wife gets killed at the beginning of the third one.
Yeah.
And Liam Neeson gets framed for the murder.
Wild. Do we think the boyfriend gets any character?
Uh,
Don't know why he's here,
Yeah.
really.
he's having a bit of... It's probably the director's son.
Yeah.
His son was like, I want a part. And they were like, oh, you can voice Little Phone.
You can voice Little Phone.
I love that Little Phone also only had like 3 contacts.
Yeah,
It was like he had to pick one of his 4 friends, Maggie Grace, and then I can only assume it was just like the reading writing hotline.
Oh yeah, Liam Neeson can't read. We have established that.
I would have loved if he called a phone sex worker and they had to like save him.
That's a fun little bit.
Yeah, the whole movie's from the point of view of her, and she has a heart of gold.
Can she be saved from this life of stripping?
No, but maybe yes. It's Pretty Woman, but through Little Phone.
But it's just a static shot of the little phone. It could work. It could work.
You used to call me on a little phone.
Luke Besson wrote this. I did not know that he was like such a big writer and also wrote all the Taken films.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Is
I
he,
don't know if the Taken films are written per se. I just say they kind of happen.
They kind of just.
It's
Well,
like
the first one's good.
yeah, it's almost like a computer read the script of the first one and wrote the next two.
Just like here's one, here's another. Like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Do people? Do you like Luke? Do you like him as a?
Really hit and miss.
He's very hit and miss.
I like some of his ideas,
Mm.
but sometimes he just does absolute shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at emotionally and physically when it comes to Luc Besson.
It's strange that like Fifth Element, he was like, I'm gonna make this. I got 4 minutes. I might just go make what's it called? Leon the Professional.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm still not even sure I like The Fifth Element.
Oh no, I don't really like it. I don't know what the hype is. There's some fun.
It's weird and wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
I guess it must have inspired some stuff. I think Leon the Professional's, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if he did Nikita or not. I might be wrong on that, but I like Nikita.
Yeah, Valerians.
Yeah,
I honestly wouldn't mind doing that for an episode of this. I think
it's too
that's-
long.
It is. It's like 2 hours 40.
Also, I like some of the concepts in it.
I think you're wrong.
I like that. I think the hand thing is genuinely really creative.
That's creative.
There's a whole shot in another dimension, and
Yeah.
half of his body's stuck in another dimension for a
I know,
chase.
but like that's
I also like the world building at the start when it's like,
well, they all come together.
yeah, to explain why there's like, I think that movie sucks because it's too bloated. It's pretty predictable,
The
and the 2
chemistry.
leads are so poorly cast.
They are. What's that main guy's name?
Dane DeHaan.
I don't think he's like a leading man.
No, he's like a character actor, I reckon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're at.
That was where we're at.
Alright, Oscar, who do you think would watch Taken 2?
Now that I've watched Taken 1 and Taken 2, it's silly. Honestly, I can't believe it's weird how this film is structured. Like the grenade GPS following is, I think, 32 minutes of this like 80-minute film.
Yeah.
It's so weirdly bloated in areas, which is great because that's the funny bit.
Yeah.
And there's so many car chases. I don't know.
It's silly enough, but not silly enough to be particularly good or particularly really terrible.
Yeah,
It's got some key hilarious dumb moments.
it does.
And I still think there's an audience for this, and it's just fans of action movies.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting much.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you like Taken 3, you'll like Taken 2.
Oh yeah, big fan. If you've started the Taken franchise from the third,
Yeah.
watch this one.
Yeah.
Maybe give the first a skip,
Yeah.
but 3 to 2,
and then just go and watch, like, the Transporter films. With Jason Statham.
There's quite a few of those, aren't there?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4.
Luke Besson wrote all those as
Yeah,
well.
I know, right?
God, he's got a weird... He's got a lot of action, like there's like little... Not like B action movies,
I
but
know.
they're-
He also did, like, Arthur and the Invisibles.
I saw that. That was wild. It went from this to that. I'm
I
like,
know.
Jesus Christ.
He has no consistency in his career.
No.
This movie's for Luc Besson fans who are very confused.
Imagine being a diehard fan and just following, because like...
It's like if Nolan decided to turn around and just create content all the time, and none of it was tonally
I'm doing a
consistent.
stop-motion wizard film. It's fun.
Freddie Highmore's in it. The Good Doctor. Oscar, what's your palate cleanser?
I rewatched a little Adult Swim show that I think I think it's 5 stars for it existing. However, I think it's insane.
What is it?
It's called Xavier Renegade Angel.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it was made on PlayStation 2 graphics, and if you look away from the screen for a minute, you go back, it's just something else. It is the most adult swim show out there. It's got such a weird, dedicated fan base. It came out in 2007. No one liked it, and in the last 10 years, it's got a bit of a cult following. It's great. I love that it exists. I don't know. I think it's either too stupid or too dense. It's very fun and clever. I wouldn't recommend it.
What a long-winded way to go.
It's I love it because it's just the most out there comedy, and it's intentionally bad, but then it has these golden nuggets of such great comedy. But again, it's buried in this weird world, and it's great. What did you watch, Carl?
I rewatched Gerald's Game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, have you seen that?
I haven't, no.
It's good. Alright, so next week... next week we will be reviewing... Okay, our entire outro got completely screwed up because we changed the schedule around, so we're actually going to be reviewing Donnie Darko 2 S Darko next week. Do with that information what you will.
And you don't like us, but you want to see us review some films... or listen to us.
If you don't like us, but you want us... Yes. If you hate us, and you don't want...
If you kind of just hate listening to this, but you do want us to pivot to a certain film, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. And maybe we'll review the film you want us to watch.
Thank you for listening.
Alright, goodbye.